Hey guys, my name is Melanie Ludy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to cover everything you need to know about getting coached. Okay, so this is my second time filming this video. So what is coaching? Let's start there. So when you're a new teacher, usually they're going to put you in like a new teacher induction or a new teacher training. And that generally includes a kind of mentorship. This is a lot like your student teaching, but it's usually a little bit more focused. I'm going to preface this by saying I went an alternative route to certification. So one of my coaches was like my student teacher as it was, and she only visited me 4 times in the quarter where I was being coached. Or I think it was a semester long, so half a year. But the coach I currently have, she meets with me once a week and she stops into my class at least twice a week for about 20 minutes. But the purpose of the coaching is to really help you get better in your teaching practice. And it's not about picking you apart. It's about training you to be better for your kids. I was actually talking about it with my coach this week, and I think that was one of the biggest things we agreed upon was a misunderstanding with coaching. People think that they're getting coached because they suck or because, someone just wants to pick them apart so that they can write it down on some evaluation somewhere. The purpose of being coached is so that you can get better for your kids. It's about the kids at the end of the day. And I think keeping that in mind whenever you're going to get coached is going to be the most beneficial thing you can do. Because then when someone tells you, hey, you only had 41% of kids do your do now, it doesn't sting. Because you're like, okay, well, that's the number. So somehow between what I'm writing and what they're doing, we're missing something. It could be me. It could be the way I deliver it. It could be the amount of time I give. It could be that we haven't scaffolded it enough. And all of those things are things that could be tweaked and worked on, and we could get that number higher. That's the other big thing that my coach and I agreed was really important. Being cooperative with your coach and being on the same team. You really are supposed to be partners in this kind of endeavor, and it really helps if you treat them that way. The other thing my coach mentioned when we were talking about this, the best coaches make you feel valued as a person, not just a teacher. So they know about you and how you work and what your philosophies are for your classroom. And I think that's why me and my current coach get along so well. In fact, I think this is my 3rd time with her. And I continue to request her because I love to get better, and she and I have such a great relationship. That kind of ties into my next point. Your coach should know you, but you should also know your coach. So learn about their philosophies towards education. What is their kind of go-to problem-solving strategy? What is their background? Like for me, it really helped me to know that my coach had a ton of urban education experience. So then when she gave me suggestions about those things, it was a lot easier to kind of run with them because I was like, oh, okay, she's done this in this setting before. That takes away a lot of the hesitation, knowing her background. Also, I just trust my coach a lot because she and I have had so many interactions, not just, about my teaching, but also like in our life. We talk about our families, we talk about our weekends. And I feel like she and I have a really good friendship, plus a nice coaching relationship. Tying back to kind of having a relationship with your coach and feeling valued by your coach is making the change they suggest. They're not always going to be the most comfortable. They're not always going to be the easiest things to implement. Just this week, my coach pushed me to make a create your own adventure about the layers of the atmosphere. Was it hard? Yeah, it took me a lot longer to create it than it does for my resources normally. Do I think the kids got a lot out of it? Oh yeah. So that work saw a result. Also, make sure you bring up any issues you're having in your class. Like if you really feel that the do now is becoming a big problem and that's not what your coach is working with you on, bring it up. Your coach is there to help you. So make sure you're bringing up anything you feel is an issue. People have different priorities with teaching. It's possible that your coach feels something else is more important. That's okay. But most coaches will be like, okay, well, let's pick up that and the thing I want you to work on. It's a little bit more work for you, but you will get the results you want faster. There's also a chance your coach will totally shift and say, okay, well, let's work on this. At the end of the day, this coaching is to help you get better so you can better educate your students. If something's not working for you, you have to talk with your coach about it and you guys can make a decision together. In that same vein of communication, communicate when you're having problems, but it might be a good idea to talk with your coach during your one-on-one meetings about real-time corrections. So I've had coaching experiences where I'm teaching in front of my whole class and my coach will stop me or will talk to me while I'm trying to do something for the class. Like I might be trying to pass out assignments or check in on assignments, and a coach will be talking in my ear while I'm trying to do something else. And personally, I can't do it that way. I need to focus on what my kids are doing when I'm in the room. I can't take that many pieces of input at one time. Also, I know some teachers who get really frustrated when coaches stop them in the middle of a lesson because it can be really detrimental to their authority in their classroom. I 100% understand that feeling. So if that's something that's going to bother you, be upfront with your coach about it. Ask nicely, word it nicely, but make sure that that's something that's brought up in your meetings so it's not an issue later. Like your kids, it always helps to know your objective and what you're working on. So be upfront with your coach and ask, what is my current goal? What are we working towards until we move to the next step? What is the outcome we're looking for? If you don't know the plan, it's really hard for you to hit those goals. So do frequent check-ins with your coach. See how you're going with your progress. Make sure that you're meeting those benchmarks that you and your coach set out to meet. And my last kind of bonus tip is lesson plan review. So my past couple coaches have really worked with me on building my lesson plans, reworking them and making more cohesive documents so that putting my PowerPoints together and creating my lessons comes together much more quickly. If that's an option for you, I would highly recommend asking your coach about it. I feel like because I got coached on best practices in the classroom and on lesson planning and better ways to do things, I was really able to grow so much faster. Because with my lesson plan, I had a better preparation for what I was doing. And then real-time coaching, I had a better grasp on what was happening in the classroom. So that before and during piece were both being worked on, and it was really helpful for my growth. Okay, guys, that'll cover it for this coaching video. Let me know any other questions you have about coaching. I've had a lot of really great experiences with coaching, so I'd love to know kind of where did it go right for you? What didn't work for you? What are some other questions you have about coaching? Thank you guys again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.